Cancer, the disease which takes the life of 9.7 million people every year.
6 years ago, I was diagnosed with a colon cancer, and a year later, it came back and spread throughout my body, and they told me it was a terminal diagnosis and incurable.
And this number will reach around 15.5 million by 2040. In 2022, there were an estimated 20 million new cancer cases.
As many of you know, cancer remains the second leading cause of death in the United States.
About 5 to 10% of cancers are caused by inheriting a gene mutation, but most cancers are not inherited. In today's video, we will explore the everyday habits and routines that can lead to cancer. First thing you must keep in mind:
cancer loves sugar.
Back in 1924, a brilliant German scientist named Otto Warburg discovered something fascinating about cancer cells. They consume a lot more sugar than normal cells. This phenomenon is now known as the Warburg effect. Essentially, while normal cells can stop after just one piece of candy, cancer cells can't stop devouring sugar. We use this knowledge in diagnosing cancer through PET scan. Here's how it works. Let's say we have a patient with pancreatic cancer. We give them a special type of glucose that's labeled with a tiny bit of radioactivity. Normally, the pancreas doesn't light up on a PET scan because it doesn't use much sugar. But if there are cancer cells in the pancreas, they gobble up all the sugar, causing the area to light up on the scan. This helps us pinpoint the cancer and make an accurate diagnosis. This means we should consume sugar in moderation. However, many people mistakenly think that sweet foods are the only major source of sugar, which is completely wrong. Processed foods are the major source of sugar these days. Research shows that 60 to 90% of the American diet is made up of processed foods and beverages. And 82% of American adults report eating ultra-processed foods. Just think about your daily sugar intake. If it's more than 6 to 9 teaspoons per day, which is about 36 grams of sugar, you're increasing your risk of cancer. Well, you might think that the sugar in fruit could contribute to cancer, but that's not the case. Sugar in fruit isn't harmful, as long as you eat the whole fruit, not just fruit juice or products with sweetened fruit pieces. Whole fruits contain fiber, vitamins, and minerals that help balance out the sugar level. Same goes for wheat and other natural foods. They're fine until they're processed. The problem isn't the food itself, but foods that are high in calories and low in fiber. Second thing you must keep in mind:
Cancer also loves an acid environment.
our body is naturally alkaline, so it's important to maintain its pH level. Most dairy products, red meat, fish, and eggs are acidic, but that doesn't mean you should avoid them entirely. Key is balance. If you have a balanced diet with plenty of fiber and foods rich in vitamins and nutrients, you're good to go. Basically, cancer happens when dead cells aren't replaced by the body over time. These dead cells accumulate and form a mass, which can lead to cancer. There's an interesting theory that might surprise you. If you're tall, your chances of getting cancer might be higher.
Being tall, if you're 10 centimeters additionally taller than other people, then your risk of developing an aggressive form of prostate cancer is actually increased by 21%.
This is because taller people have more cell divisions, leading to more dead cells, which increases the risk of developing cancer. The average human height has been steadily increasing in industrialized countries like the United Kingdom, the United States, and Japan, with gains of up to 10 centimeters. However, when it comes to height gains over the last 150 years, the Dutch stand out. Today, young Dutch men and women average around 184 centimeters and 170 centimeters in height. From here, you can expect the rise of cancer in the coming years. When we talk about cancer in young people, one big factor in the conversation is environmental influences. We're dealing with microplastics, toxins, and pollution that weren't as prevalent in the past. These elements are suspected to play a role in the rise of cancer rates, though they're much harder to measure. Today's children are exposed to chemicals that likely didn't exist in the 1950s. Understanding these shifts and their impact is crucial as we work to protect future generations. I have already made videos on weight loss and foods that are good for muscles. You can check out by clicking on these thumbnails.